Taurus, welcome my Taurus. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back if you've been here before. Welcome if you haven't. I do love you already. I do hope you stay and come back again. This is going to be a monthly reading for the month of April 2021. And I'm going to split it up into two parts. The first is going to be about finance and careers. And then the second part about your love and relationships. Spirit, what have we got for Taurus for finance and careers for April 2021? Taurus, what have we got? Spirit, what have we got for Taurus for finance and careers for April 2021? Just take this off the bottom. Aries got the same energy card. Right, let's have a look. Taurus and Aries, the same thing. A little bit of stress at the moment, Taurus. With something coming to an end. Let's see where this goes forward. Maybe something you don't even know about yet. Yeah, maybe something you don't know about yet, but you kind of like, you know it's coming. Okay, something ending, and it's going to come in really quickly. Email, maybe even a WhatsApp or something, but certainly something about your career or your job or the way you earn your income. Things are going to change, and it's going to feel drastic and a bit of a shock. Although I see you might have, because you've got this intuition thing, you might have been seeing it coming already and already starting to chart your way forward and preparing yourself for if there's a change. So for instance, if you're working within an organization where you can see things are going downhill fast, hopefully you've been looking at your alternatives and starting to make some plans already. Because the Six of Swords is almost like there's no going back. There's no going back now. As much as we wanted to go back to normal, there's no going back. What's kind of in your head at the moment is the Star, and here it can mean focusing on your dreams, figuring out what your goals are. But it is also, and we'll look how the outcome comes. It also has a lot to do with just having faith in how things are going to pan out. But I think because we've got this intuition, we've got this mapping out scenario, you're looking to how to satisfy your dreams going forward. And Taurus, I think maybe you've already got some messages coming through, which certainly makes it look like things are going downhill. Honestly, in the near future, really doesn't look very bleak, I'll be honest with you. I don't think this is going to affect you as much as you think it is. It's going to be frightening when it's happening. You're doing all this planning. But I think because you've already done some planning and looking at your goals, this may not affect you as much as you think. You know, in fact, the universe is saying you're doing all the right things. You know, you've already put contingency plans out there, and yeah, I'm proud of you. Don't undersell yourself going forward. I get the feeling that your self-confidence is a little low at the moment. But don't undersell yourself going forward. Just because the environment that we're in is risky and tough for a lot of people, it doesn't mean that it has to be that way for you. So don't undersell yourself going forward. In fact, what you don't realize is that you're going to come out of this scenario not being on the losing end. And I use the example of, let's assume there's a retrenchment process that started happening. The outcome of the retrenchment process is going to be fair, and you're going to come out being perfectly okay. Intuition, mapping, process already started. You're already thinking about the future. You're going to be okay. Justice card is whatever the outcome, it's going to be fair. You're not going to be screwed over, and perhaps you might even get more than what you're thinking of. In fact, after this process starts to pan out, I would take some time with yourself, go over your goals, write the stuff down, do some pros and cons, don't rush into the next thing, don't undersell yourself. You're going to be fine. Okay, let's have a look at the outcome card. Got the King of Cups, and the King of Cups is like the loving father of the deck, if you like. So imagine, if you don't really have a loving father, imagine you had a loving father. What would he be saying? He'd be saying, don't worry, my child. Everything's going to turn out fine. Okay, I've got your back. You know, there's stuff you can fall back on. You can move back in with me. I can look after you for a little while. And I've got a feeling that if something is coming to an end within the financial thing, you may be paid out a buffer that'll give you the time to sit and evaluate your goals. And it will be something that you can fall back on. So the universe is saying, don't stress too much. There's something you can fall back on. Okay. Perhaps you've got a bit of a side hustle that you can develop while you look for something more permanent again. And the overall energy that kind of popped out is the Queen of Coins. And the Queen of Coins is, don't hide under a bushel. Put yourself out there. Put your CV out there. Shine a light down on you with a big beacon that says, hey, I'm available. People might be looking, and just by you putting yourself out there, you might just be at the right place at the right time. Spirit, I just want to clarify the Justice card. Clarify the Justice card. Yeah, so I think yeah, it's quite interesting because you've got the Two of Swords up here, which is hard choices, maybe not knowing what to do, okay, and the Knight of Swords at the bottom is slam dunk, baby, this is what we're doing, you know. So it's like indecision, harsh decision being made already. So I think possibly at the moment, at the moment, this is not completely settled yet. And this fair package or outcome might not be completely settled yet, although I think it's definitely going to come. And the Lovers is a happy outcome at the end of the day. Whether it's a tough choice for them or whether they make a great decision, I mean an instant decision to close things off or whatever, the Lovers is, you're going to love the outcome. Let's put it that way. That's the way I read it. I hope that resonates with you, Taurus. If it doesn't, you know, leave it. Let's go on to your relationships. And while I'm shuffling, won't you just pop down to that like button and push it for me? It would really help me. And the subscribe button, which is not far from it. And the little notification bell, which is just even a little bit to the right of that. And you'll know when my new videos come out. Let's shuffle and talk about Taurus's love and relationships. Yeah, Taurus, it seems a little tough on your career side here. And, you know, drop a comment if I'm on the mark there, if something's happening. I'd love to know if I'm seeing this correctly. Love and relationships for Taurus for the month of April. Love and relationships for Taurus for the month of April. Now, these are tough times, eh? And surely it can only get better. Love and relationships for Taurus for April. Oh. Love and relationships for Taurus. Taurus, are you seeing somebody new, or are you thinking of leaving the person you're with and going on a completely different journey? Have you just come out of the closet? What's happening, Taurus? Let's have a look. Yeah, so I think if you're seeing somebody new or any of these changes that I spoke about, I think it's just moving along, you know, like you've got no choice, it's going to happen, you know. That decision's been made, you're moving along, here we go. And yeah, you might be juggling. Maybe you've got choices between a couple of suitors, if you like. Maybe if you're in a relationship, somebody else, or in a relationship that's not exactly working out, and you've been looking to kind of move on, you may have choices already, and maybe that's what's caused you to become excited about a new journey. Maybe you're having an affair and that's making you excited, but there's certainly more than one person involved. And I get the feeling that the reason this is happening is where you were before may have been a very one-sided relationship, or you may be there now and that's what you're wanting to change. So either you've been giving everything and the other person's been giving nothing, or Taurus, it could be you that's giving nothing in this relationship and the other person's giving something. But anyway I look at it, it's an unequal relationship and you guys are not on the same page. What's in your head? What's crowning you? What you're thinking about in terms of the future is the Empress. Are you looking for a family scenario? Is that what you're looking at? I get the feeling you've got like family and settling down and commitment on your brain, and maybe whatever you're doing now is not giving you that, and wherever you're moving, you're aiming for marriage, family, stability, settle down. And I see ahead of you is some contemplation, you know. If you are thinking about a family, there's lots of things to think about. I mean, if you're in an existing relationship and things are a little hectic and you need to start chatting, you want to move forward in terms of family, and you're feeling your partner may not be ready, this may be the time to think about, number one, how you're going to handle that situation. Or if you're single and you're looking to, or you've just met somebody new, I wouldn't frighten them away by immediately start talking about family. Some things you need to keep inside of yourself a little while, and the universe is saying, you know, just whoa, champ. Take some time to think about what you want to say before you open your mouth. Taurus, I think you might be in a scenario where, I don't want to call it midlife crisis, but I do want to call it midlife crisis, because you can have a midlife crisis when you're 25, where your biological clock is ticking away and you feel like the time for family is like, you know, I want to do this now because it feels like it's getting too late. But that's just a negative thought. Have faith, Taurus. Get that shit out of your head. What you don't realize is you're much stronger than you think. And whoever may be the other person in this scenario, it might be a new person, whatever, sees you as being the courageous one in this union. Sees you as being a great father, for instance, or a great mother to their future children, if you like. So perhaps if you're battling in a scenario at the moment, maybe you're the one who thinks your current relationship is not fantastic, but it may just be a communication issue. Because certainly the other person thinks you're brave and strong and capable of anything, even if you might not sometimes. In fact, Taurus, the universe might be telling you to have a look at what you have before you discount it and move on. Perhaps if you're having issues in your relationship, maybe you're the one, maybe you are the selfish one. I mean, here, the Five of Cups, you've got this character sitting there looking at all these problems, when in fact, sitting right behind him, which he's not bothering to look around at, is the secret to his success or to his love and to his happiness. It might very well be at home. That's maybe why universe is saying, just shut up for a while and think about things before you want to make this big journey of change. And we've got the overriding energy of the pack. What's protecting you during this is the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Cups is either new love or renewal of love. And here we have the Queen of Cups. We've got the Ace of Cups, we've got the Queen of Cups, we've got the Empress. Whatever the outcome, whatever's been happening up until now, I think if it's a renewal, it's going to be long-lasting and fantastic. If it's something new, it's something worth pursuing. And Queen of Cups, she's the mother. She doesn't like to rush into relationships. Okay. She knows what she's doing, and she knows rushing in is not the thing to do. The Page of Cups will rush, but the Queen of Cups won't. Right, I want to just clarify. What can we clarify? It seems pretty damn clear at the moment. I want to clarify the Fool there. Spirit, let's clarify the Fool. Yeah, so my feeling is that you've got the four of Wands next to the Queen of Cups, and that's like an indicator of marriage. Okay. I think the universe is telling you, just be careful, don't cut stuff off. If you're in a relationship, don't cut stuff off, because the potential of this can lead to very long-term commitment. The Queen of Cups is about long-term commitments, and the Four of Wands is about your base is secure for a long-term commitment. I want to just have a look at this Four of Coins, Spirit. Ten of Wands, Hangman, Nine of Coins. Okay, so if you're the person that is thinking the other person in your relationship is the one at fault, I think you need to step into their shoes a little bit, Taurus. Look at it from a different angle. I think that that person has a hard time with your ego. And in the background, that person is like waving a little flag of, please give me attention. But the outcome is good. Whatever happens, the outcome is good. You know, if you decided to cut it and move on, the outcome's good. But I have a feeling if you are in a situation where you're battling with your own relationship, please talk. I think you've got the wrong impression. I think that you may be inventing some shit in your head, and maybe you're the problem, and maybe your ego is the problem. Because I think if you just talk to that person and try and understand where they are before, and if you think of criticizing, bite your tongue, okay, until you've heard them out. Because I think a renewal in this scenario will be better. If you're single, you have so much potential out there, and I think there's choices for you. And I think people are looking at you as the parent of their children, and somebody who's brave and strong, and someone who they think they could spend the rest of their lives with. So keep a lookout for that. Taurus, I hope this helped a lot. I'd love it if it resonated with you and you enjoyed this reading. Please pop down and push that like button if you haven't yet. And I will see you for your weekly reading in a few days' time.